to.
But
Yeah.
in me saying that, it's not a shock to you that it takes the authorities a minute.
No, that ain't nothing new. No.
Yeah.
No, I've been jailing, man, a long time. At that time, I was jailing a long time, and I remember when I first went in, and I was wearing a size 2.5 sneaker. I'll never forget this here.
Fuck, man, that shit breaks my fucking heart.
Now let me tell you this now. So I get up one day and I come out, my sneakers gone. So I go to my brother and I say to him, I says, somebody just took my sneakers. He said, oh, they did, huh? He said, well, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go around and look at everybody's feet, right? And the one that you think that can fit your sneaker, one of them got your sneakers. So that's exactly what I did. I went room to room, and I started looking at it, and there's this brother by the name of Covington. And I went in his room, and I saw my sneakers, and I gave him an ass whooping of a lifetime.
Had to.
Yeah, and when I came out, I said, from now on, you run me your snacks. See, that's what it was about, you know.
It's fuck shit. It's fuck shit. It's, like, it's dumb. But like, in saying all that, like, I want people to get an idea of how you were built, like where your foundation comes from, where these bricks come from that are laid in the person that is Abdul Bomani. It's all an integral part of you coming up.
Yeah.
But the really important thing that happened while you were locked up the whole time, though, is you got involved in music, correct?
Well, I had a lot of time. And what happened is that, you know, I started out with the BS, you know, doing all the negative stuff. And then I said, you know, I'm going to box because they had a boxing team at the time. You know, they had professionals coming in and all that. So I said, I'm going to box because I had anger issues. So I started with that, and that started bringing about discipline. So then me and a comrade of mine, my brother by the name of Sunshine, one day we said, man, you know, we going to rap.
Yeah.
And we gonna be the master rappers. So we start doing everything with Run DMC. You know, we start rapping like all day shit.
Yeah.
I was DJ Run and he was DMC.
Hell yeah.
And see, and back then we had, like, you know, you had family days. And then, like, I worked in the visit hall. So I'm out in the visit hall maybe 4 times out the week. Yeah. Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. You understand? So then we did like a lot of shows coming, because we had people coming in, performing and all that. So at that time, me and him became the local and the favorite rappers. So I had a brother by the name of Maxwell Melvin came to me, and you know, he said, listen, Hollywood Basics, which is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, wanted to do an album, but I don't know no one. So, but I was very popular within the jail. Yeah. You know, from the fighting, nobody messed with me. You know, I was nice with the hands. You know, I always been pretty good. You know, and I was well respected by many.
That's what it does.
Right, because I treated people with respect. I was never a bully. What happened then is that I said, okay, so I go out and I find a bunch of youngins that just started to come into jail. Now, I've been in there for a while, maybe about 5-7 years, somewhere up around there. So a lot of the youngins was coming into jail. So I go out and collect it, you know, get a bunch of brothers. You want to be on the album? You want to be on the album? So they come together, and right from the door, man, we set out and begin to record. There was some brothers up out of Denmark, and they came in, laid the tracks, Belly of the Beast, The Real Deal and all that. And
hell yeah.
Boom. So we went right into it and just started laying it out.
It's fucking wild. Like the world that can exist inside of another world. And like, you've not only seen the outside world and all these different aspects that have happened here, but like, you've lived different cultures within the...
Well, I always say that life is accumulation of experience and different experiences. Yeah. So I've had many experiences, and to be here today and to be able to take it full circle and to be able to make the transformation, you know, that's someone who lives outside of ego. See, I made the leap from the ordinary man to the extraordinary man. You know, and once you live outside of that, then there's no such thing as a bad day, just circumstances and situations.
And that's kind of a perfect caveat into like what motivated you now to not necessarily inspire, but to inform this younger generation of what you learn coming up and all these different lenses that you can put on to see things from a different perspective, because you fucking lived it. You lived it. You fucking did it, man.
Yes, sir. Well, what I learned in that, and what I want to say to the youth is bullshit only gonna carry you but so far. Being bad, man, bad boys don't get no points. You suffer in this shit. You know, because if you really real about it, who you gonna tell? You can't tell nobody. I mean, when I was young, I used to run and do things and thinking I was gonna get the points from the old heads, and they would hit me in the chest and say, "Stop telling on yourself. Yep. Keep it to yourself. I don't need to know that." So I learned that it's no points, there's no accolades coming. Those that profess to be about that life and that's doing it, that's out there talking about it, you faking it, man, because you ain't about that life. Because the cops coming. And if the cops ain't coming, man, you best believe if you beefing in them streets, they coming.
Bro, all right, so I live in my generation. It does what it does and we do what we do. What I've seen from my generation compared to like the old generation is like, we're really like good-hearted gangsters, bro. We'll fucking hit a lick and then we gonna hug it out and we gonna go out like we're not trying to step on one another's toes. We're working in harmony. Like it's a weird like it's
the Butch Boys been went out. Yeah, the Butch Boys went out in the later part of the 80s, like 89 going into the 90s. See, if you was too strong and too aggressive in the street, you know, even if a guy was getting money and he ain't that dude, he'll pay somebody to have you knocked. See, they gonna get you out the way. I know a lot of brothers that died with the gun right on them. You understand? Because you was
the baddest motherfucker before they did it too, though, right?
Yeah, but again, so they thought. But see, but everybody got bangers. See, but you can't come with them Butch Boy tactics. And seeing what brought that on is that it used to be a lot of respect at one time. Like the youngers always respected the elders. But what happened is that the elders they start getting doped out, drugged out, and then start robbing. So that's when they lost the respect from the younger generation.
That's giving me perspective on like
what's going on.
Kind of like one thing that's led to another,
right?
Like in today's world, yeah.
Right. So when you when the younger today, when they see a guy and they like, oh man, he burnt out. He has been. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, look at him. He done gave up on life. See, and they don't respect that, but they respect strength. They respect strength and you moving. I used to go down there in my hustling days, and I would walk up in any set. You know, and the brothers, they always thought I was a cop because the way I looked it. And the brothers would pull out and they bangers like, who you come to see? And I say, I come to see you. You know, then I would tell them I got a little product. Did you like it? Then you know.
I carry myself with a smile on my face.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
because I've been there already, so I wasn't tripping on nothing. It was all about the money, man.
Yeah. So that's not necessarily a new idea, what I'm saying.
Right. No, it's been there for a minute.
It's been there. It's just more embraced now. Like but
the object's always been about getting money.
It has. Maybe it's just like the generation that was directly before me, because I think there's one that separates me and you. You're how old?
Oh, I'm in my 50s, man.
50s. I'm 31. So like there's probably I don't know. I'm speaking from people I came from. Like it was so aggressive.
Yeah. It's not that now. You know, brothers do it now, and they talk about this stuff, and they want accolades, and they want the props. You know, everybody want to tell you about a hard life and about how they was about that gun and how they was about, you know, in the trap and doing all these other things. You know, and everybody has a story. You know, but the thing is being able to make the transition. Don't matter where you start, but how you finish is what's important.
And this is completely off topic, but this is just like a thought that I had the other day. You remember how like back in the day, they were floating this idea of bringing all this offshore money back into the United States economy at like a lower tax rate than what it would have been.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, regardless, it was like a bunch of big corporations stored money offshore, and they're like, well, let's reintroduce it into the U.S. economy at a discounted tax rate.
But that's just the game they play, man. The name of the game.
But what if we did that for the black market? Mm-hmm. What if we gave everybody in the black market one chance? It's your time.
You know, I don't like to deal in the what if. You know, the what if, the could have been. I stay grounded in the moment because it allows the mind to drift. Now, the old me, you know, may have indulged in that, but when you make the move from the ordinary man to the extraordinary man, which is someone who lives outside the ego, you stay grounded in the moment because you understand where you're at.
But at the same time, though, this is not something that I'm introducing as a new concept. It's something that was introduced by corporate America to get criminal money from corporate America that they, they ran offshore to avoid taxes, all this bullshit.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir.
If we're going to provide that tax break to these people, what about, like, the common...
But the only one that gets taxed more is those that are on the lower level. The rich don't get taxed. They take 35% of your taxes. And then debt and mortgage take another 15%. So even if you making, like, say you making $60,000 a year, half of that is gone. You understand? So it's the game, and the name of the game is who's indebted to who. So any way that you gonna rise up, that's why the rich don't park their money. Only the level 1 and the level 2 investor park their money.
And that's why they can't hide it properly. Like, it is what it is.
No, when they put it in the corporation, they put it into a trust. They put it into the corporate name, and then they keep moving it, and then they have what you have, a tax thing. I think it's called the 1031 exchange. Something like that when they get the tax breaks and stuff like that. Because I study a lot of business and how the game is played.
That's why I'm on the same level with you right here on this
different
one.
levels to the shit.
I think it would make a bigger difference if we introduce money from the black market as we see it, like drug market or whatever the fuck you want to call it, prostitution, like that black market rather than the black market of the corporations, because this is money that would go directly back into local economies.
Yeah, this is right. But you got too many people thinking of self. See, once the money come in, everybody think of self. That money changed the joker. And see, and I done been in them streets, man.
And the people I'm talking about are already changed.
Yeah. It's a different level to this shit. Yeah, come on different levels. Yeah. Yeah, they have different advisors. It's a different advisor from the rich to the poor.
Yeah.
And who comes in. But if you on the street level with a street mentality, the difference is that become bigger than the fortune. Don't allow the fortune to become bigger than you. And a lot of times when that money start to come in through the hustling, just as fast as it come in, you spending it. You would take a garbage bag full of singles, fives, and tens and blow it in the strip club like nothing.
Yep. Because you're gonna make it tomorrow. You're
gonna make it tomorrow, right? But what you don't understand is that nothing in the universe will remain the same. A change is gonna come. Yeah.
That's something me and Pat talk about all the time. The only thing that's fucking consistent in life is change.
The world in itself is a living organism. It's constantly moving. So you have to change with it. If you don't change, action is better than no action.
Just like macking.
Right. Definitely macking. Yes. I had quite a few experiences with macking, man. I started young, and Vicky was my first. That was my first experience.
The librarian.
Yeah. She was about me. I was 15. She was about 26 at the time.
I was about to quote it.
She was 26. And she was a little fine, little piece, slick talker, and it blew my mind. We was talking. I was locked up in the Vinegar Society.
Yeah.
And we led it in there. We was talking about maybe like to 2 in the morning. So then she walked down the street. I jumped on my bike. I'm a little young punk kid. I jumped on the bike to go say something. I see a car pull up and she get in. It blew my little young mind. Oh my God, she's a whore.
Yeah.
And so from that point on, but I learned my first lesson there because I ended up judging a book by its cover, and never traded show enough for me because that girl was about me. You understand?
Exactly.
But I prejudged her because of what I thought she did. You understand? I didn't have no concrete proof.
You don't even know at that age either.
Right. Yeah, I just was going by what I seen through TV and what everybody said was moral, what's immoral, things of that magnitude. So that was my first experience, and then on, I began to study women. I wanted to know a lot of things. Why are we here? The opposite sex, we gonna have a lot of dealing with them. I wanted to know about women, so I began to study women, they characteristics, what ticks them off. Then I come to understand that there's no woman that is alike, and at the time when I was in prison, I was doing the rap thing, and we was all over the world doing interviews and stuff like that there. So I was getting a lot of fan mail.
Yeah.
And I had one sister by the name of Little Bunny. She sent me a picture at the time. I never met her, nothing. And she said, "Say no to drugs, not me. I'm an athlete." So the first 2 letters I never responded. The third one I responded. Yeah, I mean, when I saw the picture, yeah, she was a bad
Seemed
little
kind of
something.
thirsty.
Yeah, she was a bad little something, though.
Yeah.
And so then we began to talk and stuff like that there. I sent my brother down there to visit her, take her a few things. And then she would call me up on the office phone at the, upstairs, because we had like little offices, the prison rep and stuff like that there, office colony. So we had little offices and we could talk on the phone. So she would call me. So she told me when she get out, she was coming to see the kid.
Oh, shit.
So when she came down, she was a bad little number. Yeah.